And I'm joined now by Peter McGuinness, Chobani's president and COO. Peter, it's great to have you with us this morning. What went into this decision?
It's based on a philosophy we've had for a while, which is keep your employees safe, supported, happy, because they'll be productive. And it kind of builds off a few things we've done recently. One was we gave everybody off to vote because it's a civic duty. And it's expensive to close the factories down to do that, but it was the right thing to do. And we recently raised our minimum wage to 15, which is an average of 19 for us, which is 2.5 times the Fed minimum. And that was the right thing to do. And we've asked our employees to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week since this pandemic began, because of the surge in demand, and we're making food to put on America's table. And I think the least we can do is make it very easy for them to get vaccinated, particularly our 2,000 hourly workers. And so this is, some people view this as an expense. We look at it as an investment. Often doing the right thing for your employees is good for business.
So Peter, explain how your business is uniquely impacted by the pandemic and why it is so important for your employees in particular to get vaccinated.
Sure. Like I said, the factories have been open since the pandemic began, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I think it's vitally important. I mean, the vaccine is vital to ending the pandemic. It's also very important to keep our employees safe and those around them. So we want to be very supportive. So for those who want to be vaccinated, we want to incent, facilitate, and make it easy for them. Like I said, particularly for those hourlies. And so we want them to be able to take time off work anytime and get compensated for that.
And I'm sure obviously it does impact the efficiency of your business, as you alluded to there, Peter. There are some companies like Aldi, Trader Joe's, Dollar General, they're actually paying their employees to get the vaccine. Why didn't you go that route?
Well, we essentially are, if you think about it, because you can take time off and you get paid. And I think it's also important. We want to not push the vaccine on our employees. We want to make it easy for those who want to be vaccinated. And we believe that's the majority of the workforce. So we are essentially paying them, if you think about it. The vast majority of workforce is hourly. We're a food manufacturer. So most of our people are in our factories, both in upstate New York and Idaho. And so we will give them 6 hours paid time off to get vaccinated.
What are the processes in place right now, Peter, as coronavirus cases are still elevated across this country to keep your employees safe? What are the extra measures that you've invested in?
Sure. So from the very beginning, mid-March, we had a mask mandate, we had temperature checks, and we had a very exhaustive health screener that you have to repeatedly sign, that you know exactly what those questions are and how important it is. And this is from middle of March, when there was a lot of confusion around masks and no one could get any equipment to do temperature checks. And so we've just been extremely vigilant about it. And we've added things like we pay people's child care. So, because a lot of kids are at home and you're an hourly worker. So from the very beginning, we said, look, the primary thing here is to keep our employees safe and supported throughout the pandemic so that we can keep the factories running. And we haven't had a day of interruption except the day we gave everybody off to vote. The only day we've closed the factory. And then we gave everyone the day off after Thanksgiving because we wanted to just thank everybody. It was we call it Chobani Thanksgiving Day. It's the day after Thanksgiving, and we close the plants down. But both of those were our doing, and we've had no plant spread, and our employees feel safe and supported and happy and healthy, and that makes a productive workforce. So in the end, it's an investment, not an expense.
Your company isn't publicly traded, so we don't have access to the financials on a quarterly basis, Peter, but talk to us about your goals for 2021 as a company and how the pandemic has impacted that.
Sure. Well, we've been innovating a lot, and I think that's always been Chobani's playbook. So we've recently launched oat milks. We've launched dairy creamers, oat creamers. We just launched last week RTD coffee, so it's cold brew, with our vanilla creamer, sweet creamer, and our oat milks. And so we're expanding beyond a yogurt company. This is while yogurt consumption is almost at an all-time high in the US because people are looking for healthy snacks. So we're not chasing growth. We're actually going into categories that we can disrupt, that are growth categories, while our base business is doing very well. So Greek yogurt, the category is up 7 or 8%, which is the highest in years because people, again, are searching for nutrient-dense snacks. And then we've gone into oat milk, which has been a lot of fun. And we've had a lot of success early on. We're only 12 months into it. And then creamers have been a lot of fun, and now RTD coffee. And there'll be a lot more innovation to come this year. So I think our playbook is, while we keep our employees safe and supported, we're going to innovate beyond yogurt. We also want to do good. We donated over 7 million cups and bottles and cartons in 2020 during the pandemic. We sent a truck a day to food banks, and that's 3x the year before, because I think how you behave in a pandemic matters too, and how much profit is too much profit, and are you being piggish and exploitive? So we're trying to be a good community citizen while we do this as well.
All
so
right,
it's really
Peter.
simple.
We got to leave it there, but you're going to have to come back when you officially unveil some of these new products. I know that the pandemic has changed business for practically every corporation out there. So I'm excited to see what's in the pipeline. That's Peter McGuinness, Chobani's president and COO. Thank you.